Hello everyone! Today on Binky's Gaming Thoughts, I continue the suit of swords with the 8, 9, 10 of swords for Dragon Age Inquisition Tarot Deck Analysis. The 8 of swords is the Mage Class. We see that for right-of-way in miniature decks, it is also called the 8 of swords, and for the Greenwich Tarot, it's called the 8 of Athames. In terms of significance, for this one too, I'm not so sure as to why it's this particular tarot card. Perhaps the mage's staff is as long as 8 daggers? Or maybe I'm just overthinking things and they just decide that this class fit well with this tarot card. It could also be because if you turn an 8 to its side, it becomes a lazy 8, but it's also the symbol of infinity. And magic comes from the Fade, which once upon a time gave elves immortality. Plus spirits live eternally. So that could be the reason for the 8. The card itself represents slavery, goals that are temporarily obstructed, staying the course, disobedience and criminality, dejection, feeling trapped, ignoring reality, prejudice, tradition, etc. When reversed, the card represents truth made clear, discovery of an injustice, self-imposed restrictions, catharsis, hasty actions that are regretted, freedom from oppression, liberation, greater acuity, etc. Let's have a look at the symbolism of the image of the card. Eyes shadowed by a large knightly hat with glittering stars, the mage holds a golden staff, a circle within 2 squares at his shoulder, signifying fullness and virtue. Swirls and waves adorn the patterns on the mage's robes with deep night colors where magic comes to live. Yet white silver flows on the inside of the robe, signifying purer intentions than what many may believe. This mage is not a blood mage, but clearly an elementalist. So what I think this means for the future of Dragon Age? Well, mages have always played a major role in Dragon Age and the history of Dragon Age. From Solus creating the Veil, to Anders starting the Great Mage Rebellion, mages have always been at the forefront of change. There's no reason to believe that another mage won't be responsible for another major change or breakthrough or revelation. I'm pretty sure another mage will be at the forefront of that as well. Much will be discovered regarding mages, and much is yet to come involving mages. 9 of Swords. The image is of the warrior class, the sword and shield warrior class. For the Rider-Waite and miniature decks, it is the 9 of Swords as well. And for the Greenwich Tarot, it's called the 9 of Athames. Significance. So this could just be my imagination going to far places, but when you hold a shield, especially if it's rounded, and then you hold a sword, if you angle it so the sword points downward, you're kind of forming a 9. It's true. The card itself represents needless worries, being overly empathetic to the problems of others, revelations, and increased awareness, understanding that eases worries, spiritual awakening, a need to relax, moral concern, self-analysis, rebellion, etc. When reversed, the card represents feelings of sadness, feeling depressed, self-doubt, yet clearer thinking, indifference, sanity returns. Well, that's good. Callousness, no change despite upset or trauma, etc. So it's mediocre. Let's have a look at the symbolism of the card. With more plaid patterns of grounding earth colors marking helmet and gauntlet, the warrior holds a long silver sword with elegance and grace, A great beam of pure white lights the starlit night sky, showing contrast of light and dark as the warrior represents attack and defense. On a half-wing shaped shield with colors of hope is drawn peacock feathers of sophistication and an elegant silver hala which represents the guidance into the afterlife, and therefore guidance through death and towards the light of the Maker. What do I think this means for the future of Dragon Age? The hala are an elven symbol, and I suspect they are somehow connected to the Fade. Warriors kill, but also protect. That a hala is so predominantly present on a card that includes a warrior means, to me, that we will learn more about the elven connection with the spirit world, with dying and with the Fade. Ghilanane was the mother of the hala, a huntress, potentially a warrior. So she killed. She also guides others during travel. Shall we meet her in a future game on our travels? Will Solus be walking and hear his name, turn around to see a hala, but know her and realize and say no, and see that hala transform into Gilanane's true form because she was transformed into the first hala? And perhaps she did not betray Mithal and was not locked up. Regardless, our Sword and Shield warrior could be, well, not necessarily Ghilanane herself, but maybe linked to Ghilanane somehow. Or maybe I'm just overthinking things. But I mean, Ghilanane. And a thought comes to mind because Mithal was able to transform into a dragon. Flemeth transformed into a dragon. Solus is the Dread Wolf, so Fenrirel potentially would transform into a wolf. And so Ghilanane was known to have been the very first hala. So that golden hala never you mind. 10 of Swords. The image is of Iron Bull when you sacrifice the chargers, when the chargers are sacrificed. For the Rider-Waite and miniature decks, it is called the 10 of Swords, and for the Greenwich Tarot, it is called the 10 of Athames. In terms of significance, again, Iron Bull is a 10 card. This time with all the other Kunari from the Alliance holding up spears. I'm pretty sure there were more than 10, but it describes things well, you know, just a mass of spears and Kunarian banners and that sort of thing. The card itself represents an end to difficulties, conclusion, finale, termination, a new future that awaits, careful deliberation, honest assessments of situations, resolution, facing consequences, etc. Well, the consequence was the termination of the chargers, since they were killed. I only did it once. Never again. Seriously. When reversed, the card represents exhaustion, narrow escape, catastrophe that is averted, fear of ruin, deeper understanding, disappointment, mercy, recovery, forgiveness. Not so bad. Let's have a look at the symbolism of the image of the card. 16 Kunari banners held by many Kunari warriors are a show of united strength, united under one banner, united for the same cause, an alliance rich and worthy to reclaim power against the enemy, to bring death to the enemy, to sacrifice all necessary life in order to achieve order and victory, an order demonstrated by the steady and organized marching of this battle's victors. At the forefront, with a patch on his eye, he leads them to the cause of his Inquisitor, yet ever following and executing the order of his leaders, his people, the Qun. What do I think this means for the future of Iron Bull? Well, as loyal as he was to us throughout the game, he betrayed us in an instant, the minute he received a command from his superiors, from the Vidasala. Now, unless a necromancer brings him back from the dead, which I don't think will happen, I don't think we'll see any more of him if we sacrificed the Chargers. What do I think this means for the future of Dragon Age? Well, those who follow the Qun will likely always follow it blindly and to the letter. We cannot rely on Qunari allies unless they are Tal Vashath, or something along those lines, like in those theories of beginnings I was speculating about. And that's it for today's video. In the next video, I will conclude the Suit of Swords. In the description below, I have the links to all the decks mentioned in this video, plus the books I used to determine what the cards actually represent. The Path of the Fool by Michael Sarian, and the Greenwich Tarot Companion by Anne Mora. Throughout the week, I will be releasing the music from this video. And like if you like, share if you want to share, subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and I'll see you all soon. Masaranas. Be sure to check out some of my other stuff, and remember to buy video games at a discounted price and support me at no additional cost to you. Just follow my G2A affiliate link. You can also join in on the fun on Patreon for some exclusive content. Thanks for tuning in.